Hi, everybody. Hi, Melanie.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Boy, we got a good show today, don't we?
I think so.
And we have exciting news.
Yes.
We had a dog that was scheduled to be on today, but couldn't make it because he got adopted.
Wow.
That was your old boy, Aaron.
He was. I saw that. His new name is Ranger.
That's right. That's right. They're going to wean him into his new name. And I like it. I liked Aaron. So, but keep in mind that now that leaves Aaron open for another dog's name in rescue.
Yeah.
So, but boy, congratulations, Aaron. I was all excited when he was going to, when we heard he was going to be on the show, and then all of a sudden, sorry, he got adopted.
Well.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's actually left for the home. I'm assuming he has because they weren't that far away from each other. All right, and before we go any further, we want to offer our deepest condolences to Judy and Michael of PyRescue And Sanctuary in Colorado. They just lost their beloved Tundra at the young age of 8 to cancer, bone cancer, and it was fast. So the previous week he had a limp and they were looking for it. So they looked for bone cancer and it wasn't there. And then it was just a couple days later. And it was already metastasized everywhere. So osteosarcoma is bad. And I've never heard of one advancing this fast. Yeah. But I'm not a vet. So anyway, we're sorry, Judy and Michael and everybody that knew Tundra. I got to meet him when I was in Colorado. That was an amazing dog. Mm-hmm. And now Jasmine is there at the house to handle everything by herself. But don't worry, she won't be lonely for long. All right. So anyway, anything, any news we want? Oh, GPRS is trying to put together, as we speak, they're working on maybe a Halloween costume contest for the dogs. So keep your eyes open on the GPRS page, their main Facebook page, and that's where you'll see everything.
Yep. So, and then this week is the last week to order calendars. If you want the Floof of the Month calendar, you've got to get your order in by the 15th.
And the link is in the description of the show today. Okay. And maybe Melanie will put the link into the comments too. That would be awful nice. So, and then before we get started, yeah, Sherry, that was kind of unexpected. It really was. And that makes it harder for them. And but they're a rescue, you know, they will move forward. Always remember these dogs are just given to us on loan. And sometimes it's a short loan. So and there's always a way to fill that vacancy in your heart. Your heart may not necessarily be broken, it's just left with a vacancy. So you'll never replace the beloved dog that you lost, but that's not what the intent is. It's just a vacancy. Is a great way to do everything to make you feel better, because I tell you what, a Great Pyrenees has a very good ability to help you through your grief. They have that amazing ability. So, and there's a link to the stuff in the comments right there. Melanie just took care of us. All right. So, wow, I hardly know where to start. We've got. We always try to have whenever we have puppies on, we try to bring a dog on that the puppies they don't get to overshadow, okay? Because it's easy to do, and we think we accomplished that by accident today. So we're going to go ahead and bring up our boy Astro, because the puppies could get involved, because I got a lot of questions myself. All right, and so. Astro has a title, actually, so we'll just show this to you. Wow. And that looks like it could be an Astro there.
That is Astro.
Ha ha. Okay. The belly rub king, huh?
Yes. Let's see if he'll show us.
There
There.
it is. There you got it. Brandy, you don't know how hard it is right now not to bring up a puppy that I'm watching that is so cute right here down in the green room that you can't see, but we won't, because right now we're going to focus on Astro, and he's the one I think that the puppies won't overshadow like he can with others, because he is plays with a 12-year-old nicely, doesn't he?
Yes, he loves to play with my daughter, but he plays well with our other dogs as well. So he's I think he's a great mixture of a very chill dog, but he will play, also. So it's been a really good balance, I think.
Cool. Now, does the cat play with him too, or does the cat don't prefer his type of play?
Well, we have several cats, and so some of them, aren't dog friendly, so they just kind of go off and hide. But the ones that do want to play, he's really sweet with the youngest one, the kitten. She likes to play with him, and he will just, kind of play with the toy. They chase, after the ball together, and it's really cute. But he's definitely gentle with her, which is great because he's so much bigger than she is.
But yet he's still a great Pyrenees, and he will they're part of his flock, if you may.
Yes.
So he'll protect them along with anybody else inside those boundaries. So
yes.
Wow. Do you have any questions for her right now, Melanie?
So what do you think would be the best home for him?
And we're gonna turn you up a little bit, Melanie.
Okay.
Did you say what would be his best home?
Yes.
I mean, I think he likes having dog friends to play with and walk around the yard with, for sure. And like I said, he's good with kids from my experience. So I think that would be great too. Just somebody that I think he just likes having companionship because he likes to be in the room where we are. And he sleeps in the bed on the floor next to us. And he's a really, really sweet natured dog.
And he's also versatile because he found the couch and realized that he's capable of being couch potato, but he still likes his crate.
He does. We feed him his food in there, although we don't really need to, but we're just trying to see how, but from the very beginning, he's always been very willing to go in his crate. He goes in there on his own at times just to kind of lay down and chill. And he doesn't bark or throw any kind of fuss at all when he's in his crate. He's there during the day when we're at work, and there's no issues. We have camera on him, so he never gets upset. So he's a good dog. He's potty trained, and he does really well in the house, but then he enjoys being outside too, just laying in the grass and hanging out. So
it sounds like a senior, doesn't he?
Yeah. How old is he?
Yeah, they say he's about 14 months, but he's wise beyond his years, I guess. I think he's very mature for that age. I've had dogs that were 2, and they were much more hyper than this. So he's a great dog. Hi, Sue.
Oh, you must know her.
She has one of my favorite foster actually.
Oh.
Yes.
So Mr. Astro is not your first foster.
No, we've had 4 now. So
okay, good.
He is really a fantastic natured dog. We're struggling to not keep him ourselves. We really have enjoyed having him. He's a sweet baby.
Wow. And Gloria says she's watching. And now, the fun part about rescuing or the interesting part about fostering, it's the only job you can have where failure is actually a good thing.
Right.
If you look at it that way. Now you have 2 other dogs, and you have a bunch of cats, and you have a 12-year-old child, and your 12-year-old has friends over, right?
Yeah.
And he gets along with everybody.
He does. Yes.
Wow.
I mean, he'll bark at the, somebody coming to the door. He watches out the front, and he'll let us know when there's people that he doesn't know coming up, but he's never ever been any aggressive at all. Just he's doing his Pyrenees thing and letting us know when there's people nearby. But
so once again, GPRS has another perfect peer.
See if we can get him to get up.
That almost moved just now.
So we had a question about how is he on his leash?
He's good. He's done great. I'll have to admit we haven't walked him a lot because it's like 112 here.
Mhm.
So we don't walk out a lot.
Wow. Oh, he
But he's
got
done great on that.
confused. Now, to me, that was confusion. Was it a treat or a belly rub?
That's really what he wants, right? It's the belly rub.
Wow. He's not a giant boy either, is he?
He's pretty tall.
Wow, but he's too big to be a pocket peer, and he's too small to. He's young. Let's see what happens as he grows. So, wow. So he's good on the leash, and wow. Okay. Bye.
He
Great
really does
Pyrenees.
stand up. He's just not in the mood, I guess. It's nap time.
Okay. Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. That's where the belly rub king is. And boy, he's gorgeous. That's one good looking boy.
He really has beautiful coloring, and we don't know who named him, but the Astros are here in Houston, so we're wondering if it's the orange and white.
Wow.
Now, does he have the double deuce?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Wow.
You being lazy.
Jessica's in the green room waiting to bring up Puppy to show up Astro. And she wants to say hi to all of her friends and family that she's here, and she'll be up shortly. So now, what kind of home would be the perfect home for Astro?
I think he is such a relaxed dog. He'd probably be good anywhere, but he does enjoy having dog friends to play with and people just to companionship. He likes to be where we are. He likes to follow us around the house.
Okay. And
But
for everybody that was interested in Aaron and missed out because he got adopted, don't waste your time. If you think he might be your fit, get your application in. So, because he just might go fast.
Yeah, he's a good boy. I'd highly recommend him. He's very sweet.
Yeah, he's good with kids, cats. He's never met a stranger. That means he likes everybody and everything so far. You don't have any friendly neighborhood coyotes, right?
What's that?
Do you have coyotes?
No.
Okay, so he may not do well as a guardian, but he'll do his instincts. Always do, and they're never wrong. So, wow, Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. That is one good-looking dog. If he was any older, I might apply for him. But I'm afraid he'd outlive me. And always remember that. If your dogs outlive you, be prepared ahead of time and have something already set up for your dog if something happens to you.
Now we have a question. Have you had him around both male and female dogs, and does he seem to do the same as well as both?
Well, both of my dogs are female, but he lived at the headquarters for quite a long time. And as far as I know, he's from what I heard before he even came to me, he's very chill. So I don't think that there's any issue with male dogs as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, good. And you have two females prior to him because he's your foster, and those are your resident dogs, and they're getting along just fine too, aren't they?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Good. So there you have it. We have Astro, and if you want him to be your belly rub king, I love that title, and let's just keep him from being dethroned, and we'll have it made. So, Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. You can't go wrong with this boy. If you think he's a fit, let's get these applications in. Who doesn't fit into a family that the dog gets along with everything and everybody? Usually that's not a fit. But you see, there's always the outside chance he doesn't like the adopter, maybe. Or maybe the adopter's mother-in-law or the neighbor. You never know. How is he with the neighbors?
Oh, he's fine. Our neighbors have dogs too, and they just like to go out and bark at the fence, but that's really it.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No, right, exactly. Just saying hi.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. What a good dog. So
He is a good dog.
And wow, Jamie's on. Hi, Brandy. Well, that's who asked the question. So Jamie's another one of the hosts of the show. So, and I get confused on when they're on, so I won't even try. All right. So you've mentioned you can stay up for the show because you want to see puppies too, don't you? Anything you would like to add before we move on?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
I wish we could get up and walk around, but maybe
Yeah, and when you're over off to the side, yeah, you can go ahead and mute your mic if you want. But if I see him doing something cute, we're going to want everybody to see it, so you will get focused on again while Jessica is talking about the puppies.
Okay.
Yep, we do that to puppies too. Okay, so if he does something that's cute, like just move, maybe. We'll bring him up again. We'll just make him bigger again. He'll be up so everybody can still see. So, but I don't know what the view looks like on someone's telephone if they're watching from a device like that. So, all right. Thank you, Jessica. Moving on now. We got puppies.
Mm-hmm.
And you ever heard the term puppy breath? I never had it
Oh,
until
yes.
I joined Rescue years ago. I'd never heard of that term, but puppy
How is
breath.
that possible?
Apparently, that's a good thing, a puppy breath.
It is.
Because I love puppies as long as they're not living with me. Right? So Fernando and Philomena, I think is her name. One's adopted, and Fernando is still available for now. Now, you talk about getting your applications in because puppies don't need the show. The show needs the puppies. Okay? See the difference? There was a question for Astro. Does Astro like toys? She'll answer.
Yes, he does. He does.
There you go. As soon as the mention of toys, his tail started wagging.
Yes, I let my resident dog out. Thought maybe that would help him to get up, move around. So he saw her and started wagging his tail.
Okay, all righty then. Anyway, we got a little video. We don't often get to make videos for puppies because they're not in rescue long enough. But these were born in rescue, and wish everybody a happy birthday to Fernando and Philomena because yesterday was their birthday, and foster dad's birthday is nearby too. We'll let foster mom talk about that one if she so elects. So here we go. Wow, look at that. Fernando moved, or Astro moved. So, all right. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thanks for fostering puppies of all things.
Of course. Oh, here's
Uh-oh,
this
look
one
at
over here
that.
making his appearance is Fernando. I have Philomena here in my lap, though. I kind of wanted to showcase her first.
Now she's bigger than Fernando, isn't she?
Yeah, they're around the same size. I would say she might be a little bit bigger. She is so cute with her little freckles on her face.
Yeah,
I had little bandanas on them for the show, but that, of course, didn't last very long. So
they're puppies. What did you expect? When you make them look silly, they're gonna take them off
we were like, no,
and
we
look
think
majestic like they're supposed to. Wow. Puppies. Can't believe we got puppies on.
They definitely have puppy breath too. I can confirm.
Okay, I love it. Now their birthday was yesterday, and their foster dad's birthday is somewhere around here too, isn't it?
Today, yep.
Today, and that's why he's not on the show. He didn't want to be embarrassed, huh?
Yep, he went out to play at the beach, so he's out doing
right.
that, and we're here doing dog stuff. So, yep.
You know, at first, when I first saw that picture, I thought they were on the sofa and leaning up against the arm in the back of the sofa, but now I see that's different.
Yeah, this is one of the crates I got from Malie. She always says that she's glad I'm using it because it's such a small crate. They usually don't have very many dogs at GPRS that can fit into this crate.
Right.
And actually the puppies can't use it very often because they will chew on it. So it's usually just for quick transports in the car. But I do like this one.
Cool.
So.
Hey, let's pause you for a second. Astro moving. He's moving. And the other, and his one of his brother or sister was back in the background too for a second. So
Yes.
look at his
sister's chilling
now.
right here.
Look at his expression.
He's handsome.
He's a master. There's now who is that back there, Brandy?
This well, we call her Dixie, but this was Katrina. This was our first foster fail.
Oh, that was Katrina from GPRS?
Yes.
Oh wow.
From back in
her.
January, yes. And
Now
so
we know.
we call her Dixie now, but the
So
two of
if
them
you
have a
want
good time together.
Katrina, you will have to go to findanother.com because Katrina has a mom. So, all right, we got to bring puppies back up. Sorry, isn't that something? The older dogs overshadow the puppy for once. That never happens.
Hello.
So, wow. And Debbie, now Debbie's usually fosters bonded pairs or a pair of them. She has Bodie and Nellie, and she thinks that Astro's a beautiful boy. So, anyway, back to you, Jessica. Sorry, we have puppies. Now we have two.
Time for everybody.
Now these puppies were born in rescue, weren't they?
I believe so. Yep, they're part of the F litter, so there's lots of cute F pups. But we got. People familiar with the puppy fostering will know that they foster them out in pairs of one boy and one girl. So Fernando, of course, is the boy here with mostly the brown, and Philomena is the female.
Yep. And they sent them out one male and one female because it just makes sense. That's all.
And they just play nonstop with each other. They're so playful and fun, and both of them just have really awesome, fun energies, and it's just so great. I just had him outside before this in our backyard, and it's just so like just fun for me and my husband to watch them play, and everything is just new to them, and they have this beautiful like wonder for the world, and it's almost just like an addicting energy. It's so fun to be around.
How long have you had them? Not very long, obviously. They're only 8 years old now. Yeah.
Has it been 2 weeks or 3 weeks? I've honestly lost track of time. It feels like sometimes it feels like just yesterday, and sometimes it feels like it's been a little bit. Depends on how dirty their pen is.
Now, before anybody says anything, it's probably because the mom was done with her part. Okay. Yeah. I can just see the comments coming now. You separate them so early. Why'd you take them away from mom so early? Because GPRS headquarters knows what they're doing. Okay. They're very, very good down there. And Rosie said, say hi to Minnie for me, or Nellie. Minnie, I can't remember your dog's name. She was even in the video, the countdown timer that I screwed up. You can tell the two I just now put in because I didn't size them to the size of the counter. I will fix that problem and try to never let that happen again. but Fernando was her second favorite. She loves his coloring.
Yeah, he's very pretty. He almost has like an eyeliner. Lots of brown on his back.
Right. Thank you, Rosie. I should have known Minnie. I even added Minnie to the countdown. So, but anyway, now who was your first favorite if Fernando was only your second favorite? Don't mean to put you on the spot. You don't have to answer. Now, they're not ready to go quite yet, right?
Well, they're actually right after this, they are going to the vet to get spayed and neutered.
There you go.
They will be done with that tomorrow. And I think after just a little recovery period, they'll be ready.
All right, cool. So, wow. Now they're just puppies. I mean, videos are not hard to make for a puppy because you can just pull anything you want out of the sky and it's probably true. Okay.
Yes.
So what kind of home? Okay, Philomena is being adopted. So what kind of home did she require that you let her go and feel comfortable with?
Yeah, so Philomena, I'm so excited. It's actually, it's not common, but my husband and I are actually, we get to go meet her adopter. So I've been texting with her a bunch. They live near Mobile, Alabama. So we're going to meet them next weekend. And so I've gotten to know her a little bit through text, and they have an older adult peer. And so they wanted a younger female that was a little bit more on the timid side. And I would say that, you know, we had a lot of discussions just about kind of her temperament, and she's very, I wouldn't say she's skittish by any means, but she is definitely less outgoing than her brother here. And she's just, I think, going to be a really nice.
At that age, it is so hard to predict what the adult personality is going to be because the older peer will mentor her. Period. It's just going to happen. Okay. Especially with puppies. They're a nurturing breed. All right. And, well, let's put it this way. I'm 99% sure that dog's going to mentor her. There's that 1% chance that it'll be the other way around. You don't want that. Okay. We don't want a puppy mentoring the adult that already knows everything, is wise, has all the knowledge. So, wow, that is awesome. And how old is older? It doesn't matter to me because they don't send a puppy. Years. Okay, that's it. So yeah, so she also has a playmate, a mentoring playmate. I love it.
Yeah,
I just love how this works.
Awesome fit.
And if you foster, you would be in the same. You'll have the same advantage that Jessica has, that Brandy will have with Astro. You kind of got the final say in this. In a lot of cases.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you don't like the home, they definitely pay attention and they're going to ask why. So. And there's always a why there. All behavior, human and canine. So, do you have any questions, Melanie? It's a puppy. You may or may not.
How's house training going?
Slowly but surely. They're more just kind of little bundles of joy, just kind of here for the ride. But yeah, it just kind of depends on the day a little bit. They're not our older peer. We have a 3-year-old peer, and he's not super. He's a little bit reactive to the other dogs, so he's not really showing them the ropes right now. So I think it'll be great when they do get into homes with older dogs that will mentor them, like you were saying, Steve.
Mm-hmm. So your dog is probably just irritated by puppies because they are irritating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I didn't even know you had an older dog because it wasn't in the equation, and so there was no focus on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a foster fail named Jake. So that's another thing with fostering that's such a huge benefit is you kind of get to try out a dog, and then we just realized he was a perfect fit for our family, and now he's our forever dog and our first peer. So that was our first foray into fostering was a foster fail.
Right. And if I remember, I remember even Sydney saying this in the past: the fosters get first choice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and always be, if you're wanting to adopt, say Fernando, make sure you're nice to Jessica. I'm kidding. Jessica will not hold that against you if you're not nice to her, but they're going to be in the back of their mind. Wait a minute, if you're not nice to foster mom, how are you sure you're going to be able to care for this puppy properly? And proper care is important because knowledge is extremely important. You give them the wrong knowledge, And then 2 years later, you're calling a rescue up and say, this is a bad dog. Wait a minute. You taught him everything he knows.
Yeah.
So you have a heavy influence on your dogs. That's why puppy fosters are handpicked. Congratulations. So every GPRS foster are the best of the best at what they do. They tap the best. So that's why. Go ahead.
Oh, I did just want to say one thing that really has struck me through this whole process is I didn't grow up with very many dogs, and I didn't have any large breed dogs. And the biggest thing for me being involved in the rescue has been the education piece. Everybody has been so amazing at teaching me everything I didn't know. I've gotten so much out of the process. And if anybody has thought about fostering puppies, I really highly recommend it. It is challenging at sometimes, but the rescue provides every single thing that you could possibly need, and just so much support. Any question you could possibly have about medical care, feeding, and everything. Like, they're there for you any hour of the night, and it's just been an amazing experience. So I couldn't recommend it anymore.
It is awesome. And always remember, collectively, nobody knows more about this breed than large breed specific rescues. Collectively, everybody has input. Everybody knows a little something that is added into what they already know. So a lot of knowledge in this rescue. So it's amazing. And but how's he going to do with her gone?
I'm really interested to see how that goes. I think he's
Learning experience.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. We also have a Chihuahua, and our Chihuahua gets along pretty well with him. So I think they're going to get to spend more time together.
Now I know why you got the foster puppies. You got a Chihuahua that gets along with anything.
Yes. Yeah.
No
so
offense, Chihuahua
come
owners.
into his own a little bit, and he's going to probably develop more of his own individual personality. That would be my guess.
Yeah. Wow. So Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. That's where these puppies are. Now, any idea where the other ones are? Have they been spoken for, or are you aware?
I'm not sure. I think that they are. I think the other F litter puppies are nearby at Foster's in the Houston area.
Yeah, they typically don't move them to the Pacific Northwest until they're older, anyway. And always remember, it's a rotation with Great Pyrenees Rescue Society. Okay, the Texas Fosters are only by design to be short term. Okay, and then they move to Pacific Northwest, where the majority of the adopters are. And then because the polls, all of the dogs that they're saving are in Texas. And if we fill them up with fosters without moving them out, there's a lot of dogs that aren't going to make it out of the shelters. So, and we don't want that. And it's bad enough they're making it into the shelters at record numbers right now. So, boy, that is an overload, isn't it? Right there.
That is. Oh, it makes me miss having a puppy.
So if any of you viewers want to foster puppies and you're in Texas, man, I would apply. If this picture right there should be you, I would apply. Okay.
Yes.
Personally, I love puppies, providing they're not living with me. Okay. And but they're great. Look how adorable they are. I don't know who that one is. Ah, it is Snoopy. He's going to be coming up too. He likes to voice his opinion. And when I said puppies are adorable, he didn't like that.
No, he thinks he's the most adorable.
Yes, he does. And it worked. He got your attention.
He did.
And remember that. Dogs don't bark for no reason. Meet their needs. Okay. Sorry, he's barking at me. He's looking right at me and barking.
I think there's some cars moving around outside currently. He likes to tell me every time a car comes by.
How dare those cars?
I know, they're awful.
All right. So, all right. Now, is there anything you would like to add, Jessica, as to the type of, this will be this is a hard question. What type of home would Fernando need?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. It really seems to me so far, at least, that he is so easygoing. I can't think of any limitations to the household. I mean, similar to Astro, he seems to get along with everybody who's come over to our house. He seems to get along with male and female dogs, and he's just great. So I think he'd be great in most households. I would say we don't have any children, and we haven't ever had him with children, so I just don't know about that. We also don't have cats, so
and usually with puppies, that isn't as important on an application as with an adult dog, because if you have a child with and you adopt Fernando, now you get the opportunity to teach him to be good with children because you have them. Okay. Yeah. And wow, Debbie has a question. Do the puppies sleep through the night?
That's a good question. I would say typically, yeah, probably with
so they're not waking you up anyway.
No, we have them also in a room where they're like at night, where they're not super close to where we sleep or anything. So I don't know if they would wake us up.
Smart move. That was good. Smart. That's smart.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a blessing that we can kind of have them in their own little area.
Do you have a baby cam on them by chance? I'm just curious. Look at there. See, why did I think that answer was going to be yes? Because GPRS fosters are the best. They're the best. So
yeah, the little like baby cam footage is so funny. The little things that they do, just tumbling around and playing with each other. I would say sometimes they wake up and they kind of like wrestle and play, but for the most, I mean, they just sleep a lot in general. And they typically sleep mostly through the night. They have lots of growing
sleep a lot. So
they're tired from growing so fast.
Now, how do they eat? Do they scarf it up? Do they eat okay? And
I've been changing their food up a little bit. They did have more of like a looser stool, and so Melissa's been helping me change up their food. They both love to eat though, so that was the thing. I think I may have been overfeeding them a little bit when I first got them, and so they. But yeah, anything that I put down for them, they eat real fast.
Okay. And the good part about that is nobody panic because they're puppies, and overfeeding them doesn't have the same effect in the end that it would be overfeeding an adult dog, because they are growing and you can make adjustments and they quickly respond to that.
Yeah.
Where your overweight adult dog, that can be a challenge. Okay. How do you know what kind of diet to put them on? With sometimes the vet or nutritionist will recommend, here's what we think you should be feeding them at their target weight. Just feed them that and let them just come back naturally to their target weight. And then sometimes if it's a hypothyroid or something like that, well, you can't do that. So, and Mama Melise, she's best around.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
yeah,
everybody is in agreement.
Yeah.
If we seen Brandy's head shaking up and down, we would have. So, so they do well at Great Pyrenees Rescue Society. Thank you for bringing them on. And maybe, never mind, I was going to say if he's not adopted here in 2 weeks, you can bring him back on, but that's kind of a silly thing to say. He's a puppy.
Well, he seems like he loves it, so maybe.
Wow,
you never
isn't he amazing? That's just one good looking boy.
Yeah.
Man, I won't adopt him. Not even when I was younger. I didn't care for puppies when I was younger either. I had one, learned my lesson. I've had one Great Pyrenees puppy, and that's just not my cup of tea. Especially when you get older, that gets harder to chase them around to keep them safe. And while you're keeping them safe, you always have to convince them that, well, not convince them, you have to show them that every time you approach, they don't lose something that they treasure, right? Trading. So you have to trade them. So while you're chasing them around, your treat pouch is getting smaller and smaller every time, because why you have to go to them is because they got into something, because they're puppies. Okay. Doesn't make them bad puppies. It makes them puppy. That's all. Puppies, we call them mischievous. Well, the puppies call it exploring. So it's all how you look at it. Nice work, Jessica. So they're not your very first foster. You had one before.
Yes.
Cool. They're your first puppy fosters, though, right?
My first that are not going to be a fail. The first that actually them and all of that. So.
Snoopy wants to come on, so we're going to have to bring him on up here. And he's starting to rebel. So we have a new video for Snoopy, and it's made by the best Snoopy video maker in the land, his foster mama. We're just going to play it. Wow. You're going to get big just for a second, Jessica. There we go. Is he the cuddle king? We have a belly rub king. Is he the cuddle king?
He might be the cuddle king. Once he's run off his energy, he wants to just sit there and lay right next to you and get all the pets. He will peer paw you until you give him the pets.
Wow. He's not very old either, is he?
No, about 1.5 years. So he's still got a lot of puppy energy. He's probably actually a bit more energetic than even your kind of normal peer puppy. He has lots of energy. He runs my German Shepherd like he can outrun her all day long.
Well, you have two dogs that play with him, so when one gets tired, the other one takes over. Is that how that works?
Artemis is kind of past her playing years. She doesn't play very often. Probably once it cools down, she'll get a little bit of the zoomies in her. But she mostly lays around like a rug now.
Cool. Now, when you first got Snoopy, he wasn't wasn't getting settled in, was he, for the first few days, huh?
Yeah, he struggled with some of that. My husband is away a lot for work, and so we didn't get to go out and do walks with him.
Right. And you guys set up all of a sudden, you guys were able to get him out with walks one-on-one, and that was an instant change almost, wasn't it?
Pretty much. Once we were able to really kind of do some good introductions on neutral ground, it completely shifted his demeanor because he was so stressed out and nervous. Like even if he was like in his crate, if the other dogs were around, he had a lot of anxiety.
We got to witness the bark.
He likes to bark. He definitely, if there's a lot of cars moving around outside, which I'm in a pretty quiet neighborhood, so when there's cars moving around, he lets me know. When there's kids playing outside, he lets me know. He definitely does the Pyrenees barking to let you know. He's got that trait. Definitely has that trait.
Definitely, because if he's got any Pyrenees in him, that's the first line of defense, is to intimidate.
Yeah. And
that's what that bark does, is intimidation. Just asking anybody your peer is barking at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Rena says Snoopy's got a nice bark, and he does, actually.
He has a very full bark.
And what is he hearing out there? Something he's missing out on? Maybe some play?
Oh, there's some trucks moving around. There's some construction going on kind of behind the houses, and I think that's what he's hearing.
Okay.
So he's letting me know the trucks are moving around, and he doesn't.
Tell Snoopy, don't worry about it. Nellie's got his back.
There you go, Snoopy.
Now, And I think Rena's talking about Snoopy. She says he's got a beautiful coat.
He is a gorgeous dog. He really is.
Wow.
He's very photogenic. You can take great pictures of him. He can look very regal and he can look absolutely ridiculous. He's got both sides. He's got a little bit of the badger markings around his eyes. But other than that, pretty much the pure white coat they're on. So very typical pure markings.
Awesome. And how much does he weigh? Does anybody know what he weighs?
He's about 90 pounds. He's probably broke 90 pounds. I haven't weighed him in the last few days, but he was just under 90 last I checked.
All right. So not a giant boy, but not a pocket peer.
No, definitely not a pocket peer.
Yeah. And he definitely has personality, one of a kind, just like every peer does.
Oh, yes. He's got a lot of personality. He is so goofy, too. Like once he relaxes, he'll sit and roll around and do the tummy up and have really crazy poses like he's upside down. He loves playing with toys.
So he has really changed when he became more comfortable, didn't he?
Yes.
All right. And that way, when he goes to even a long-term foster or to an adopter, hopefully, you have a lot of information to give them, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So that's called tools in your toolbox. Nobody knows this dog better than Melanie does. And what about resource guarding issues? What kind of home would he need if there's issues like that?
So he has a very slight tendency towards food resource guarding. Nothing that's extreme, but he will growl some or nip if he thinks someone's going after his food. So we do feed separately and try to be careful with treat. Again, I've never seen anything really concerning, but I don't want anything to develop. But he definitely would do best with a young dog because he has so much energy and he loves to play. He does not do very well with my cats. We have gotten to a point where he can sometimes see them through the baby gate and not bark. Oh, both my dogs.
All right. Okay, now here comes Nellie. She's going to come help you, Snoopy. Nellie's got your back. I'm sure she does.
We're gonna blame my German Shepherd for starting that.
Now,
one.
do you see what Melanie is doing? She is calling Snoopy to her. Okay. All right. If you have a dog that barks and you just holler at him and say no, your dog is going to say, "Oh, good, mom's joining in. I'll get louder." Okay, that could be what they say. So it could be what they think, because it's not going to do you any good. And look what she just did. He was adamant on hearing something. What did she just do? She got his attention on her. Okay. And now everybody's quiet for a second. Okay. So if the perceived threat hasn't gone away, he's going to bark again. All right. And Debbie says, "Good job, Snoopy." I say, "Good job, Melanie," too. Okay.
He's now decided to lay down.
So, yeah, now he's laying down until he hears the next item out there. Oh, no, he's going to lay down while he barks.
He does that too. It's kind of hilarious.
It's hard working. It's hard work. Bark at a fly farting 6 blocks away. Okay. That's hard work. So we were starting to talk about the perfect home for him, weren't we? Or did I get confused?
Yes. So yeah, definitely with a young dog. I would recommend that, they have the ability to keep him in a crate for feeding. And also just he's not destructive, but whenever you're gone for the day, he is playful. And because he's so big, he will move your furniture around. It's going to still be intact. But I once left and the bed moved like 3 feet across the room when I came back because he was playing around.
Is there a possibility he's just trying to rearrange the furniture and you keep putting it back?
Maybe he's an interior designer and I didn't know it.
That could be, right? I know a lot of peers that are interior designers, except we don't like the way they redesign for us. Usually, sometimes we do. So you're in Texas, and you'd love a Texas adopter, wouldn't you?
That would be great, especially if I could meet them beforehand, because I've got a soft spot for a Snoopy. We've done a lot of work together, haven't we, boy?
Yeah, and then also you would have the ability, maybe if it's a local adopter, to take Snoopy over there even and say, "Hey, let's meet him," or over there, whatever you guys work out. it's never a bad thing when you have a local adopter. So, and at any point, at any given time, he'll be on a transport moving to Pacific Northwest to his long-term foster, because Texas fosters are not long-term fosters. So typically, it's not the way it's designed. Sometimes it works out that way. So let's see what this comment is. All of these dogs are so beautiful and loving their fosters. There you go. And that person is watching from one of the YouTube channels. That's cool. So we streamed 8 destinations for this show, and YouTube is 3 of the destinations, 3 of the 8. Wow. What else? Anything you would like to add for Snoopy before I make everybody come back up here again and give final thoughts?
Just that he's the best boy. He loves his people. He loves his playmates. As soon as he, has decided you're sticking around, he will be the most devoted dog.
Right. He may take a little bit longer than some personalities to settle in, but you see, Melanie she knows what it takes to create the settled in environment. Okay. So that's always a plus. Always listen to the foster if they have something to tell you. All right. Because nobody knows that dog better than Melanie does, except maybe her husband, possibly. We don't know yet for sure. So anyway, but we like to think that Melanie does, because she's GPRS fosters, and that's what GPRS fosters do. They're very good at this with fostering dogs. So, and all right, well, I'm going to make everybody the same size again, because great, Astro lays back down as soon as we focus on.
Let's see. Want to rub? There it is.
Okay, Belly Rub King, and we got a Cuddle King on here today. Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. I'll even put I'll give you a visual scrolling across the bottom on a ticker. So that's where it's all happening, is right there. You can see any dog they've got available. You go out to Adoptable Dogs, and the dogs we had on the show, I know for a fact they're up there. Okay, you can read more about them even. And if you don't have Facebook and you prefer YouTube, their bios are also on the GPRS YouTube channel. Okay. And that's YouTube/GPRSpeers.com. That's their YouTube channel. And every one of these little videos you see are up there on that YouTube channel too. So go out, subscribe if you want. If you don't want to subscribe because of notifications, turn your notifications off for YouTube. It's not hard. So thank you, everybody, for coming on the show. Can we see puppies one more time? We had 4 of them on today. And there's Snoopy. Boy, I tell you, that's hard work being a guardian. And look at that. Astro does move. That's awesome. And there's, that would be Fernando, right? Cool. And, but he's the only one that's available. The other, Phil and Nima, is that her name? Just shake your head because you're muted. Okay, and that's Phil and Nima. She's been spoken for. So, and wow, what a show we had today. We had fun, and even though I messed up the 10-minute countdown timer, thank you, Rena, and we like to think it was too. So don't forget, the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society is trying to put together a Halloween costume contest. Okay, and plus I have a question for everybody too. This was brought up to us, and the platform we use to do the show is called StreamYard. How do you people know when we're live? If you can put that answer in the comments, I would appreciate it. Is how do you know when we go live? And I guess part 2 to that, how do you know it's GPRS? All right. And if you're watching from Colorado, how do you know it's Colorado that's going live? So that's something we actually want to ask you about. And if you put the answers in the comments, then we will be able to address, it's actually a potential issue. Okay. So you'll be giving us tech advice when you answer that. All right, everybody, we're going to end it a few minutes early. Wow. That makes up for all the times we end it late, right? So, so Rosie, you don't have any idea how you get notified. So how do you know when the show is? You just know the time and where? Is that what it is? and that is an answer that we're looking for too. All right. So, but for those of you folks, if you get notifications, if your notifications are turned on, let us know what it says. Who is notifying? Is it StreamYard or is it GPRS? We're pretty sure it's StreamYard, and go from there. All right. Okay. So Pamela's straight up, forward, and honest. Says usually she finds it by accident, and that's okay. I mean, that's one way to find it, but we want to focus it a little bit more. Okay. If you're a fan of, say, for example, the Colorado Rescue, well, wouldn't you prefer to watch it from the Colorado Rescue's page and interact from that page? Same way with the GPRS followers would want to interact from the GPRS Facebook page, all right? So, or YouTube channels. We also stream to the Colorado YouTube channel too, okay? So, and we always enable the comments. Anytime we're on YouTube, you can comment, and we make sure we save them for after the show for the for reruns. People watch it that can't watch it live. So, anyway, I'll quit talking now. All right, and I got an email I must get sent out, but we will focus on fixing that countdown timer, so it's back sized where the other ones are. And I think it's time to make a change to the exit video, and you guys let me know in the comments. I always go back and look at the comments at all 8 destinations. Yes. Okay. So, anyway, have a good day, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Brandy and Jessica and Melanie. Thank you again.
Thank you.
So we got Snoopy, Astro, and Fernando. Keep your eyes open. Bye, everybody.